Lubna, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be the first guest of your podcast. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. And also, I'm so curious to learn more about your journey, because I know your journey is incredible.
Thank you.
There's so many fantastic stories that you're going to share today that I know are going to impact so many people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And I was so excited just to let everyone know. I called Lio like a week back. I'm like, Lio, I have to do this with you. And it's my first podcast, and I'm so excited I'm going to do it with you. And there's so much to share, and I can't wait. Yeah. And hopefully that's not going to be the last one. The first and a lot more.
Great. Yeah. Lubna, I know you have very strong values. And just to give the people who are watching an idea about your values, and what would you like them to learn from our conversation today?
For me, values are so important. And for me, it's first of all about health, fitness, empowerment, freedom, and passion.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I'm curious, when people connect with you, and they really get to know you, really, behind the beautiful pictures and videos, and what are they most surprised about?
I think they don't see the true me. They see the Lubna who's at the gym lifting weights, but then behind that, I'm very gentle. I'm very soft. I love people. I love being around people. I love supporting people. And I think you've noticed that in me. When I'm seeing people, I'm just randomly hugging people because there's so much love that I give to everyone. And everyone deserves to be loved, right?
Yeah.
And and it's
Lubna, what do you think? So it's funny you're saying love, but what do you think stops us from hugging and sharing that love? What is this thing that we're actually living and pretending? Well, why is that happening?
I think it's inner peace. And if someone's not, and self-love also, if you love yourself and you have that peace in you, I'm sure you can give love to anyone, right? You're a mom too, and you know how it is. So if there's something bothering you from inside and you feel like you're not okay around your friends, around your family, around your kids, your husband, but then if you're like just, feeling good and you're at peace, you'll give that peace to everyone. You'll share it with everyone,
That's so beautiful. You say that inner peace, and I can feel your inner peace. But I'm curious, couple of years back, you can take us anywhere you want, maybe to a moment where you did not have that inner peace. Is there a story that you'd like to share where what was your journey towards the inner peace, and did you start in a place where you did not have it?
It wasn't just, I can't call it, it's a hard question. But okay, I've had peace, but then I was not very peaceful enough with myself. I felt that I was fighting towards something, but I didn't know what it was, I was always running around and trying to get things done, but then I'm like, is this what I'm doing right, wrong? Am I happy? Am I not happy? Am I giving my true self? And I think as time goes by and as you grow a bit older, you start noticing what really brings that peace to you. So one of the things that brings peace to me was doing what I love. So this is why I said I value fitness and health, because I love it. I used to, manage my family business. I used to work, for so many hours. I used to get really paid a lot of money, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't feeling that peace that, But then when I started, going more into fitness was always like a hobby to me. But then I'm like, no, I want to give more. I want to help people. I want to, change people's lives, but how? And then the second thing comes is the empowerment. I love it when I empower people. I give them that energy and, to start doing something. It brought me that happiness.
Yeah.
And I link peace to happiness in some way. And of course, passion.
Yeah.
Doing what you love. And because sometimes if you're doing what you don't love, you're always going to be in that fight with yourself, right? And it's going to damage your peace. But then if you wake up every morning and you go like, I can't wait to wake up and do this and that, this is still, you're in a peace mode. So just like what you do, right?
Yeah.
You're exactly the same thing. And this is why I love Lio, because she really, like, you're a person who really gives from the heart.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. And people feel it when you're at peace. People feel it.
True.
They're comfortable to open up to, they trust you.
Yeah. Yeah, they do, and it's true that you have to have that inner peace to allow other people to connect with you. And Lubna, I know how hard you're working on your passion. You are preparing for 2 competitions currently. We are shooting this in March 2024. Yeah. You're working super hard to fulfill your dream and to pursue your passion. I imagine there must have been tough decisions along the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
A lot.
Yeah. You want to tell us a little bit about that? Because on the outside, it seems so easy. Look at her. She looks amazing.
Yeah.
She has her passion. She's on purpose. She's clear. It looks amazing. Must have been easy. Was it easy?
No,
is it easy?
I'm not going to lie to you, no. It's a lot of back-end work. So just imagine a factory who's giving you the product.
Yeah.
But then there's so much happening behind. They're getting the raw material. They're, putting everything together. So people don't see what's happening
behind. What are the biggest challenges that you faced in really choosing to serve your passion? I heard that you used to earn a lot of money, and I imagine you said maybe no to that for a while.
Yeah.
What was that like, to say no to a lot of things and to say yes to your passion? Didn't you feel guilty? Didn't you feel like you are going against the grain, against culture, against other people? What was that like?
At the beginning, of course, yeah. I was like, what the hell am I doing? Where is this going? But then something in you, again, passion, something calls you to do something. And once you do it and you really feel so proud of yourself, or it makes you happy, it's so rewarding. And I remember when people used to come to me and tell me, oh, we changed that because of you, we feel this because of that, because of you. I felt like I was, paid millions.
Yeah.
So this to me was a very, very rewarding. So I'm like, okay, so this is what's making me really happy. So that's how it all began. Was there guilt? Never.
I love that.
I will never, ever, and I'll never go back to where I was, 2 or 3 or 5 years back, because I'm so proud of where I am today, and I'm again in the ultimate happiness because I'm doing what I love, and this is so important to me.
If there's someone watching and they are you 5 years ago, and maybe they are at that point where they're doing life, but they don't feel fulfilled. There's a calling that is calling them, but they're afraid. They're not sure. Should I? Shouldn't I? What are other people going to say? How are they going to look at me? What if you were to walk them through? What would you tell them?
I think it's just follow your heart. And
But what about other people? What about other people's opinions? How did you handle that?
See, whatever you do, people are going to judge you. There's always people
How
judging.
do you handle people's judgment?
To be honest, when you're true to yourself and you know that what you're doing is, again, making you happy, you're not doing anything wrong, you're serving your family, your friends, you're showing up, this is the most important thing. So you should never self-doubt yourself. If you're self-doubting yourself, that means something's wrong.
But how to create belief before you showed proof to yourself? It's hard.
It's not easy, trust me. Like at the beginning for me, it wasn't easy. And especially when...
How did you find that self-belief?
It just comes by time. You just, your mind starts getting stronger, and you start selecting what to take and what to, bring into your body, to your mind, so I know that there was a lot of judgments. I know that a lot of people were, talking about it. I don't know what it is, but I've never, had it in my head. I'm just like, okay, let them talk, do their thing, One day if, once you're successful and they would want to hear it, right? And be like, okay, what happens?
Yeah.
So I believe that there's a story, there's a purpose, and there's something that's hopefully one day I can share it with the world. And there's going to be a lot of judgments. There's going to be a lot of people not liking what I.
Do people judge you now? Do you feel people are judging you?
Of course. We're living in a culture where it's full of judgments.
What are they judging you for?
Everything, you know, and especially what I do, the kind of sports that I do is not very typical in the Arab world.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel good. And for me, if it makes me feel good and alive, you know, it's weird, right? It's hard. I think it's very hard for someone to reach to that point of, you know, just, okay, screw the world. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm just gonna focus on me. But then it's a lot of mental strength. So you need to be at a certain level of mental strength that will make you and allow you to accept what's happening, but still move on.
Give us the secret of that mental strength recipe. We want to know.
To be honest, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
If we were to put it on the table right now, what would it look like?
I think a lot of struggles, challenges. You know, it's just.
That's what people don't see, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, I am what I am where I am today. It's because I've been through a lot, and it made me stronger. And that's why I always say to people, don't be scared if you fail. Failure makes you stronger. Don't be scared if you were judged, because everyone's going to judge you, right? If you do this or that, you're going to be judged anyways. And we're in a culture nowadays, everyone wants to do their own assumptions, you know, talk about analyze different things, but who cares really? If you're doing what you love, and it's again with back to purpose, and it makes you alive, it makes you happy, it makes you in peace, it makes you, you know, wake up every day super excited. Why? Why care, right?
You know, so you're telling me it's not easy.
No, it's not easy. And I think I know how to pull it off, like, okay, life is cool, but it's not easy really. Like, there's a lot of sacrifices. You need to do choices, a lot of choices that I had to.
What are some hard choices or decisions you had to make in your journey so far?
I had to say no to so many things.
Like what?
So many things. Simple things like staying up late at night. Because after 8, people know me, after 8, Lubna is in shutdown mode. And people start asking you if you're, you know, what's wrong? You know, why do you look so tired? You're into the fitness world. You look so sleepy. Are you okay? What? No. Like, you guys, I'm just sleepy. I'm tired. So one of the things that I had to say no is go to bed early. Stick to your routine. I'm not saying I don't go out after 8. I still do. I still enjoy life, of course. But I started making choices. Do I need to be there? What is that going to add value to me? So you start becoming selfish, you know. Why am I going to this party or event or dinner or whatever it is? Is that going to bring me value? Is that going to take away my energy?
And how did that sit with other people?
People don't see it. They don't understand. They go like, oh, people see the opposite side. You know, oh, she has to go to the gym tomorrow. She's not going to make it. But it's not just the gym. It's everything else, you know? And that's what people don't see. When you are into something that you really love, you start making choices and you start becoming selfish. Selfish in a good way. And these choices that will make you feel more, I think, productive, give more, you know, and that's very important. And nobody's going to make that choice for you. Nobody's going to tell you, Lio, don't do this because that's going to affect that. People want to always, come on, do it. Come on, don't be boring. Don't do that, don't do this. And then at some point you go like, am I being the odd one, or you know, or am I doing something wrong, or?
And how do you handle that? Because I guess to achieve what you're achieving and to be able to compete in international I mean, that's incredible. That's a world-class level of a fitness competition. Getting to even have the ability to participate, that requires incredible work.
And I'm so blessed to.
But how do you stand up and say no to those instant gratifications? Where do you find the strength? How do you nurture that when someone is in the beginning, when you don't have results yet? How do you make that decision? It's hard. The world is against you. Your family is against you out of love. How do you
it's
stay
hard.
true to yourself? What's the secret?
Ooh, so many secrets. But again, it's I think back to purpose, back to if you believe something. Sometimes your body, sometimes you don't have you don't have answers to everything. But I think also it's very much relatable to the person's like personality. For example, I love challenges. I like to challenge myself. I like to exit my comfort zones and place myself into a very fearful situation. So when I first competed, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm going to a country that I've never been.
Yeah.
I'm going alone. I don't know how I'm going to be on stage. I'm doing something that, not a typical Arab woman does. And
Yeah.
a lot of judgments. And I'm like,
Yeah.
But then when I was there at the moment, and as we speak now, I can still remember that moment when I was on stage.
Well,
I'm like,
what did that feel like?
I have goosebumps, really. I felt so alive.
Wow.
I felt so proud. I'm like, because I prepared for it for almost like 2 or 3 years, almost 2 years. And everything, just these 24 months of hard work, sacrifices, saying no, saying yes, being selfish, showing up, recovering, and everything. And it's all, on one table, right there in the moment with the lights. And I'm like, wow. I was so proud. I'm like, I want to do it again.
Yeah. It's all
And
worth it.
It was so worth it.
Yeah.
And this is why I want to do it again and again, because I felt it gave me that power. It gave me that, it was feeding me, And then that's, I think, what answers your question is, that's what made me want to keep going. Because it made me feel not just happy and peace, but I feel like I was a reborn person. Like I was reborn, really.
Wow.
I feel like I'm a new person, and I have, a bigger message to the world, a bigger message to myself, bigger challenges. I proved to myself that yes, you can do it. What's next? Let's do something even crazier, bigger, better.
Wow, that is so inspiring, and it's so much deeper than what we might assume. Just seeing your really honest hard work on Instagram, to be honest, I think that's commendable. But what I'm learning from you is that it's not easy.
No.
Sacrifices are required. Stay true to who you are.
100%. And it's not just about fitness and everything. I relate my journey, not just, it's not just about waking up and going to the gym and looking good and that's it. It's really like with everything you do, whether you had an office job or a business or whatever you do in life, always remember that these things are so important, because that's what will always make you feel good. And that's why sometimes people, I think, lose themselves, because at some point they go like, something is missing, Is that what I want? Does that make me happy? And
Lubna, I have a question, follow up on that. You found your passion easily. You were interested in fitness. It was a hobby. It became your life. What about people who don't know what their passion is? I often hear as a coach, as a professional coach, people come and say, well, I'm lost. I don't know what my passion is. So what are maybe from your experience, how do you find your passion?
I think listen again back to listen to your heart. And sometimes you have that passion, you know that it's, you're passionate about something, but you're too scared to step forward. You're too scared to exit your comfort zone. So for example, I'll relate that to me. One day I went to my parents and I'm like, I'm leaving the company. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to work I want to work for myself. I want to build something for myself. Something that really makes people happy. People can.
What was that like?
I'm like, what am I doing? Is this the right thing? But I wanted challenge. I wanted to start all over again.
I need to know. What did they say?
They were shocked. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. They're like, but why? You're going to like be at the gym and coach people? I'm like, maybe, yeah. I mean, at the beginning, maybe that's what I'm going to do. I didn't know where was I going,
So what I'm hearing.
I had no plan.
You had no, you just.
No, I'm like,
you had an
bye.
intuition. You had a strong intuition and you followed that.
Yes, something was in me that made me feel so good around people. I'm like, I want to teach people. I want to coach them. I want to advise them. But how? you know?
So it's interesting why I wanted to hear the details of the story, because what I'm learning is that you did not wait until you had everything
No, no,
figured out. A, B
no.
to C, D, E, F, G, just in case, what's going to happen, if,
Oh,
what
no.
is it going to work out. You just took a leap of faith.
Like from scratch, it's literally zero.
Wow.
I
Okay.
started, building myself, and it's like a brand. You're building
Here's
a
a
brand.
secret. You guys
Yeah.
are watching this.
This is a
Don't
secret that no one
wait
knows.
until
No.
you have everything figured out. Just take a leap of faith, have that intuition, trust yourself.
Yes, I trusted myself and
Yeah.
I listened to my heart. And I asked myself, what makes Lubna happy? Like, people makes me happy. Helping people makes me happy. Should I open a charity? No, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But I wanted, to be around people, talk to people, coach them, share something with them, but share with them what, what am I
Yeah. So what I heard is what makes Lubna happy plus what makes other people happy, because it's so interesting, because we talk a lot about serving and service and helping other people. And I think that's the absolute ingredient to happiness.
Yes, yeah.
But that is not the single key to happiness, because I think sometimes people would lose themselves in service
Oh, yeah.
and not cater towards their own happiness.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
sure that when you serve, you are a happy person who's serving.
Oh, yeah, 100%. We see a lot of people, by the way, especially in our field. They're serving people, but you can tell something's missing. They're doing it just for the sake of doing it, or, to earn money.
They're
or,
not doing it from a happy place.
No.
They're not
And you
serving
feel
from
it.
a happy place.
Yeah.
But what I'm hearing is that service has to be from a happy
yeah.
place. Don't go on serving
If
from
you're not
a
complete.
guilt
or-
place.
Yes. I love that.
Wow, interesting,
Yeah.
beautiful. And Lubna, what is next for Lubna?
Next, I'm such a person who have no plans.
Okay, I just have to
go with the
say it.
flow.
I saw on your Instagram recently, you launched, I have to ask you, you
Yeah.
launched is it a cookbook?
Yes, I launched a desserts cookbook,
Ah,
low calorie, and it's really good. It has really good recipes.
how hard
It's-
was to put together a book?
It's-
We're revealing the secrets here, okay? Let's just be
Yeah.
honest. Because it looks like you flip 15 seconds. Oh my God,
Yeah, she
she's
has a
fit. Oh my God, she's working out. Oh my God, she looks amazing. Oh my God, there's the book. But what I would like people to know is like, how hard was it to put together the book?
Very hard. See, it's again, people don't
How
see
long?
the
How
back
long
end
are
work.
you? Have you
It
been
took
working?
me like a month and a half, but it's like every single day. I'm like, okay, every single day I'm gonna write a recipe
Yeah,
for a recipe or two.
yeah,
Because the book have, I believe, about 31 recipes. So I'm like, if I write a recipe every day,
yeah,
that's a book in a month. So
yeah. But like
I got
every day,
the-
how hard you worked at every day?
it's, I mean, I have really like, I had to put an hour or two
Yeah.
beside everything else. So the book
Uh-huh.
was part of my.
So you're training, you're a mom, you're
Yes.
running around, you're a businesswoman,
Shooting
you have your brand,
content,
shooting
meetings,
content, meeting,
coaching clients.
coaching clients.
And then the cookbook is there.
And in all of that, do you have like 72 hours in a day or something?
I
How
wish,
do you?
if people go like, what do you wish, if, something that you can add to your day? I'm like, time. Because, my time is always packed.
How do you prioritize?
And I have like a timeline. So if you see my schedule every day, I know what's going to happen from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. But also it's very important. I know that sometimes
So
I don't
you
feel-
schedule your time.
Yes.
Okay.
But then because I love what I do, so I feel like I'm not working. That's the thing. When you love what you're doing, for me, I'm like just having fun, But then at the end of the day, it's work. But I always try also after 6 or 7 just to shut down everything and just to get that moment of peace and give the mind a break, because I think recovering everything, the mind, the body, you need it to always give, right? And back to the giving part. If you're not recharging, and if you're giving that when you're exhausted or tired, you can never be productive, right? And
Yeah.
that's for me very important.
Yeah. So the book, what's your favorite recipe?
You should try the bowls. There's really good truffle bowls.
Oof.
They're so good. And, for me, desserts, I love desserts, but I love to make them at home. And
But that requires work again.
It's very easy, by the way. It's very
Okay.
easy recipe. They're like maximum 20 minutes. So
Okay.
the whole idea is when it comes to fitness, I always tell people, enjoy it. It's not a punishment. You know, you want to have desserts, you want to cook something at home, really enjoy it. Make it like a fun activity.
That is massive.
Don't be like, oh, I have a diet and I need. Make it fun. Put some music, get some, you know, fresh ingredients. Go to the supermarket, you know, do your own shopping. It should be fun. Anything you do in life should be fun, right?
Yeah.
It's not a punishment, and that's why people think, you know, when back to competing, and they go like, oh, how did you do it? You have no life, and you know, all you do is eat, train, sleep, sleep, train, eat, whatever. I'm like, not really. I really have so much fun, you know.
Yeah.
From cooking to, for me, whatever I do, it's fun for me. At the same time, it's work, right?
Yeah.
And it's just how you think of it and how you retweak everything in your mind. And yeah, just enjoy the moment, right?
Lubna, what is something that, what is an assumption that people make about you and is the complete opposite? The truth is the complete opposite.
I think people think I'm tough or maybe a show off. I get that a lot.
Really?
But I'm the complete opposite.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm a very humble person. And I'm not the kind of person who talks a lot about myself. So people just see it, you know, when they meet me in person, they go like, oh, you're exactly the opposite. I'm like, what do you mean? Although I'm a very genuine person. I'm not the person who put on a mask or can fake anything. But I think what people see in the camera is always the opposite, right?
What do you think that happens?
Why do you think
Why they would judge you without even knowing you? Like, why is this even happening? Why do people, do they compare themselves with you? They deem maybe they compare themselves to you. They deem themselves less than you.
Maybe, yeah. It could be, yeah. I think comparing always and maybe overthinking.
Is there comparison in your world, in the fitness world?
Of course, yeah. 100%.
How to handle with that? How to handle comparison when you compare yourself to others? You maybe feel you're not as good as somebody else. How do you handle that?
I'll share with you a secret.
Yeah.
Always compare yourself to yourself.
Yeah. That's what we say. But
it's
really, when you're
really
looking
like,
and that mind is telling you you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Look at her, look at him. They're better than you. They're richer than you. They're, you know, like they have it all figured out. They look so amazing. How to handle that?
You know, for me, it's always about, and I do that on my birthday usually. I go like every time I turn a year younger or older, every time it's
more
my
wise.
birthday, yeah, wiser. I go like, how did I change from last year? And that's so like I have to elevate
so you keep
somewhere.
track.
I always keep track. I have like, you know, and even when it comes to fitness, I've never compared myself. Okay, there are like, of course women that inspires me, and I wish I would reach one day to their level, but it's always me against me. You know, I would compare my pictures, I compare myself, my goals. I write everything down and I see what did I achieve, where do I want to be.
So this
it's just like me, you know. And this is why I'm very supportive with other women, even if they might be better or more successful. It's just because I've never seen, in my world, women to me is never a competition. It's all about support, and this is what I don't get sometimes from women. I see a lot of jealousy, you know, judgments, but it's just because I don't think this way, and it shocks me sometimes. They're like, is that jealousy? Are they not, you know? Because I'm very supportive, and I love it when a woman is successful or she looks good. Or
so how can we nurture? How can we nurture this mutual support more as women? How can we do that?
I think it's just accepting yourself and never compare yourself to anyone. I always say that on the social media. It's you, really, you against you. And it's just, I know it's easy to say that, and we hear it a lot, but really, like, do anything that's it's you. And I mean, print pictures of you, have your before and afters, write everything down, track yourself. It's you track yourself instead of tracking others. You know, we sometimes people go like, and oh, look at her, she did this, she did that, she did, you know, so much money. Who cares? How is that going to add value to you, right? It's how do you want to be better in a month or two? For me, you want to laugh, Lio? For me, how can I progress myself? How can I be better next month? What can I do so I have these short-term, let's say, goals, and then once you see the bigger picture, like a year later, you're like, whoa, you know, I look at myself last year and go like, what? This was me last year? Like, it's insane, you know, if once you grow, you change.
Yeah.
You look back and you go like, was that me?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so
imagine 5 years from now if
Oh,
you do that. Like, you're like, oh,
amazing.
gotta change my name.
Yeah, exactly. For the fabulous. It's
Exactly.
fabulous. I love it.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing, Lubna, is in order for us to build more mutual support as women,
Yes.
we need to accept ourselves first.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And I wish there is a stronger women community that really, you know, one day we can all belong together and no judgments, just support, love, you know, everything, you know, it's just, it's so nice
Yeah.
to feel that. Because a lot of women don't feel it and they want it, you know? And I wish one day I would have that community where you can just come into that, I don't know, circle and just open up, and you come in and you leave the circle with, you know, full of energy. It's like charged batteries, and they go, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Let's switch gear a bit. And Lubna, did you lose people through, so when you chose yourself, did you lose other people?
Oh, yeah. I had
What was
to
that like?
close doors on so many things and people because it was really taking a lot of my energy. It's like someone pulling you down, you know? And I'm like, no.
What was that like? Did you feel lonely?
Yes, of course I mean, you feel lonely, but then you feel better. And then you go like, no, actually, I feel, you know, I don't believe someone being lonely, because once you create that life that you want, people who are similar, you'll attract these people to you. So you're not lonely. There's always someone who would understand you, who would respect, who would love, who would cherish, who would desire your and be interested in your story and support you. So I think it's who you surround yourself with, because
but let's say in that moment, so if somebody's watching right now and they are in that moment where, you know, they've closed the doors, but the right people have not come in yet.
Oh yeah.
You see what I mean? That moment in between worlds a little bit. So, you know, and they're like, oh my God, what did I do? Should I go back? Right? So, because the fear kicks in.
Oh yeah.
The fear is real.
100%. I can so
and it's
relate
like,
to
am I
that,
ruining my life? What's wrong with me? And people are telling you, what's wrong with you? You're ruining your life. What are you doing? Because they have no clue where you're going. So in that in between worlds moment, what helped you stay the course?
I think just never lose hope. And I'm a very spiritual person, and I always say something, you know, when you lose something, something better is coming. And I believe that God have better things for you coming, but then you need to let go of other things. It's not going to come
scary.
to you. Yeah. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But you need to let go to let in other things, right? And trust me, once I started letting go, better things started coming. I'm like, oh, this is actually, is that the secret ingredient to to a happier life? But really, and again, you need to face fear. You need to go beyond your comfort zones, because that's where you grow. That's where you bring new things to your life. But the process is not easy, but the result is really, really
so
worth it.
if you are noticing, so what I'm hearing from you is, if you're noticing it's hard, think that this is the process.
It's not easy. Yeah, the process. It's not like, oh yeah, let's, you know, bye-bye.
Why do we assume?
Okay.
Why do we always make assumptions? We see it easy and it feels easy. Why do we always assume? Do we want it easy? We know, like we hear everybody saying, you have to work hard, make hard choices. Like, why do we want it easy?
Trust me, Leo, people want shortcuts. They don't want, they want the fastest thing and the easiest thing. But if you really want something, you need to do it the hard way.
Yeah.
It's not going to be rewarding if it's not hard, right?
Yeah.
And everyone will do it.
Yeah, I love
that. That's
that.
what makes life so beautiful. You have a story, you have spices and salts and pepper, and I relate it to cooking because I'm a bit hungry, but but it needs to be interesting, right? Rather than, oh, I woke up, I did this and I achieved that, yay, I'm woohoo. No. There needs to be struggle, there needs to be fear,
mustard and cayenne pepper.
Oh yeah, and I like that.
Black pepper, all of that.
Oh yeah.
Wow, Lubna, we're wrapping up.
Yes.
It's incredible how much I've kind of learned in this hour, and witnessing you and your incredible journey. Your willingness to share in service of others is incredible. You held nothing back. You went everywhere. If there's one last message of this first episode, by the way, this is just the first. This is only the beginning. I see you flying.
Oh, there's a lot to talk about.
Exactly.
Now that you opened so many doors.
I know, right? We opened them together.
Yeah.
If there's one message, so again, thinking of that Lubna 5 years ago, someone who is you 5 years ago, and maybe if we finish with this in between worlds, should I choose my old life or should I choose my new life, which I have no idea what's to bring? And am I even worthy of that life? I have so many doubts. I don't know how this new life is going to look like, but something is calling me towards. What is one thing, to wrap this up, you would just really give them an advice?
One? Just one?
Just
one sentence, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow your heart.
Follow your heart?
Always have hope, and don't be scared, because you're not alone.
Wow.
You're not alone. Like, someone out there will be so interested to listen to your story. So just keep going and never give up.
Yeah. Wow. That is incredible. Thank you so much. And I just want to remind everyone, if you are watching this, be sure to comment, share your story, ask for help. There's always someone who will
be there. I'm there for you. If there's anything, you want to know more about, just write it down in the comments, and I'm happy really to advise and share in the areas where, of course, I can share and answer and help.
Yeah. And the most important, just keep going.
Oh, yeah.
Just keep going. And thank you. And that's a wrap for our first session.
I'm going to hug you.
I hug you too.
Big hug.
Big hug. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you, Lio, so much.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.